it's me.
So,
It's been a while.
I'm almost speechless to even talk to you guys. Kind of been dealing with life in general. Car got wrecked last September. Still have not parted it out. I have not been feeling life. It happens. And now that, let's go out here. Let's go back to back here. So almost there. This is what's, now that it's cooled off, oh my god, there's a tree branch. I am gonna have to bust ass to part this out. Anyway, other news. My other CRV just felt weird when driving. I mean, it had like a terrible feeling, like a wobble. It just felt, I felt something. I didn't like it. Lifted it up, trying to check. Oh, maybe it's just the tie rod or steering rack or something easy. Well, turns out on the cross member there's a nut, a bolted nut behind the control arm, and it keeps spinning. So I need a whole cross member for that. And that's going to be a project after vacation. So today we are putting on shocks on the 96 CRV. Let's spray them. They're birds. Birds! Whee! There's a funny story where it seems like every time something happens to a car, I happen to get another one, like already. It just seems like by the time I have that new car, the other one breaks. And it's so weird. Like, I waited a year to get this thing. A year to get it, and then I feel like it was a month or two to even get it on insurance. That was not fun. And now I'm still waiting on my title. But anyway, what I was saying is I finally got the car and switched jobs. That happened to my 98 CRV, and it was perfect timing because now I'm driving 6 minutes to work versus 45. And again, what I'm saying is, it just seems crazy that the car arrived in perfect timing. Because I'm all about, like, I believe in coincidences. I believe things happen for a reason. I do. There's times where I might have turned right or stepped to the left and something happened right after. Anyway, I'm gonna drive around a little bit for you guys to hear the sound that I'm hearing before we change anything. Anytime you hear hit bumps, there's just this crazy, like, I don't know, it's like a weird vibration. I'm hoping it's just the shocks. But once we're under there, not gonna know. I will say, I am not lifting the CRV. I'm not saying that because I wouldn't recommend lifting your car, because I love my lifted CRV. It's done me good for so long, and I haven't had to replace much. I've replaced, like, bellows, an axle, but I think that had to do with there was no ring on the actual shaft of it, so it was just like sliding in and out. Who knows how long that's been. Anyway, not lifting this 96 CRV. I kind of want the, like, original feeling again, like I was doing to my Honda Beat. I did have coilovers I was gonna put on there, but all that happened, so never did it. Things happen for a reason. I'm alive and well. I have nothing to complain about. I have a roof over my head. I'm not being bombed. Like, I'm breathing. Like, it's peace here. Anyway, let's go for a drive and check out this crazy sound. Definitely hear a lot more sounds than, like, I was saying, but you can hear the thump. don't get, you'll buy a cat bed, right? And for some reason, they just love boxes. Why? Y'all are on the boxes that I need. I ended up getting Monroe, and for some reason you cannot buy them at Advanced Auto Parts anymore. That's ridiculous. We used to, when I worked there, that was the brand, Monroe. And I just, what? Is it just not popular, or does it suck? One thing I'm gonna miss is actually being able to use my bottle jack, or actually just being able to go on my car and work on it. Now I have the low profile jack and can kind of squeeze under, but it's not the same. So I'll get started. Other thing is 96 is the only one that has 4 lug. So the only thing different is going to be like the drums. What else called? Drums, brake shoes. I believe. I cannot think right now. So I do see that this is a possibility of it making a crazy sound. It's a little dry, but I'm not gonna really know until I start changing stuff, because all of these look good. Cool, I got the Honda muffler. Thankfully, these are still 14s. We're just gonna loosen these. I do want to remind you guys when you're changing shocks. Very easy, especially by yourself. You're gonna have to have some patience because it's gonna kick your butt. Let me show you. So in order to take off your shocks, again, you can do this by yourself. You're gonna have to remove your control arm. You're not gonna want to, but guess what? You're gonna have to. And there's this 14 millimeter, 14, 14. And in order to actually bolt up your shock up here, I'm going to be using my Milwaukee as a stand to hold this shock up so you can put the bolts on. And in order to put this back on, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to put this in first, then the back one, then use a floor jack to lift up just a smidge to put this back on. I need to get my drill. This thing is heavy for me. As you're pulling these bolts out, make sure you're not putting pressure that like towards the bolt. You're gonna have to like kind of work with the bolts as it's coming out. Just a reminder. I know a lot of you've already worked on your cars and stuff, so. Already coming. Bitch. It's already trying to go up and down on me. Also, make sure there are 2 of these that have like the little point. That belongs on the rear and on your front. This middle one has like a flat, like oval point. Do not mix those up because they're different lengths, okay? Different lengths. Do not mix them up because guess what? You're gonna have to go backwards and do it all over again. Perfect. Now this seems crazy, but this is the only freaking way. And next, you tighten your nuts up top. Okay. Where's the sometimes just for a quick second. So before you put it back in there, try to get it somewhat lined so that way when you push it in. Now we tighten everything back. Alright, now it should also be easy to do. Since this can go up and down. Oh, let it go up more. Can you see anything anymore? Whoa! Oh, sorry, fucking. My back door closed. There we go. Just go down just a bitch. Shit. I already took this bolt out. I didn't realize I was not filming. This one was the 17. So that one was a 14. So here we got a nut. Other side is the bolts. Shit, I'm pushing it back in. I did get the nut out, so that's good. It's the longest bolt ever. And this one seems stucker than the other side. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. There is a notch right here. Wait. Yeah, right there. That slides in the back of the fork. Also the reason I'm not putting the new bolts or nuts is because it's two different sizes. Why change? Why change that? This is easy. 14s. And you're going to put this side of there back into the fork. This is literally the only way. You might think, oh, I want to line the bottom bolt up. No, that's not going to work. Okay? Put that back in there. and then tighten the bolts on the strut mount. Put back your fork. Oh, God, your fork bolt. Now the fun part. So what I ended up doing on the other side is putting my weight on here. I watched a video. Some guy, there's TRQ, the brand TRQ, put a scissor jack to push this down. And honestly, that might work. But I put my weight and then I pried this. I put my weight. Is this wrong? No idea. What I ended up doing is once this was over here, I put the screwdriver in one side. And then the other side, you can maneuver it. Oh, here's a good example of the crossmember, what the crossmember nut would look like. Obviously this is not, this is not the crossmember, but see how there's a nut and it's like welded on? Whenever I was on the other side, I had a wrench thinking it was a nut. No, it's welded on. That is the one thing Honda effed up on, because that's exactly why I have to replace my whole crossmember on my 98. And I'm sweating.